Hello, I'm Andrew Pritchard. Thank you for watching today's Northeast Regional Forecast, brought to you by Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, we're going to be watching this subtle little storm system tracking through the Corn Belt here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and that's going to merge with several other waves over the next few days before becoming a much larger storm system that swings through the Northeast region over the weekend. We can take a look at that here with a loop of the 500 millibar height anomalies here from the European long-range model on the left, our precipitation type forecast over on the right. So again, to step through time, we can watch that. I'm going to pause it and let it kind of go through it bit by bit as we go through the week here, starting off on Tuesday. And here is the little wave that's causing or triggering the development of a surface low pressure center over the Central Plains that's going to track through the Ohio Valley. We're into Tuesday evening now, getting into Wednesday morning. And here you see it. Here's this first upper level wave over the Central Plains. We've got some rain forming here in the central Corn Belt. Got another little upper level wave across the Great Lakes here, triggering some snow in the region. And then we've got a much more broad upper level trough that's located here over the Hudson Bay here. And we'll play that out getting into Wednesday night. And now Thursday, we're seeing the merger between these two upper level waves take place right now over the eastern United States. And that fully happens here as we get into Thursday afternoon. Now we've got the low beginning to take shape off the east coast or over the east coast here in the Delmarva region. And then as we play it out further, getting into Friday, now is when we see the final phasing between this storm system and the broader upper level trough here as we get into the weekend. Now we're going into Friday, and there you see it. Now a well-defined upper level system, a well-defined storm system over the Northeast, bringing some high winds, bringing some rain, and bringing some snow to parts of the Northeast. And this gets out of the region as we get into the later part of the weekend, getting into Sunday. We can take a closer look now, again looking at the European model precipitation forecast. We'll time this out a bit. Go ahead and pause it before we get to the action time. We're at Wednesday evening now. Precipitation still off to the west of the northeastern region. It's Thursday morning now. We start to see this low taking shape over the, again, the Delmarva here over the east coast. And then we get into Thursday night. Thursday night. We're at midnight on Friday now. We've got some heavier precipitation falling across parts of the Northeast from eastern Pennsylvania all the way through Maine. Wintry precipitation in the higher levels there in the northern regions. And then this thing reaches peak intensity as we get into Friday afternoon now, the low centered somewhere over Maine here. This is, again, getting out here towards Friday. We'll have another update for you with our long-range forecast Thursday morning, and then I'll have another Northeast region forecast for you Friday morning, so maybe we can drive in some of the more specifics with this storm system. But there you see it, kind of timed out from during the day Thursday getting into the day on Friday. Saturday, we've still got some gusty winds. Saturday morning here, strong winds blowing across the northern region with some snow falling. So perhaps some treacherous conditions, I would say limited to, or not limited to, but especially Friday night getting into the day on Saturday across parts of, again, Maine through New York is where I expect the winter conditions to be the worst. Again, that timing being Friday night through the day on Saturday. How much precipitation? Well, we're seeing over an inch across eastern Pennsylvania up against the Atlantic coast there, all the way up through Maine, where the higher precipitation totals here maybe getting to close to 2 inches across parts of Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. The snow going to be heaviest across the north, and then parts of New York State where we get some enhancement from the lakes, but where we see 6 to 12 inches, that's of course going to be very far north across northern New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. Talk about wind speeds as well. Those will be gusting, especially Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We can play this out. Those highest wind gusts going to be across the higher elevation regions here. Let's go ahead and time this out when the highest wind gusts occur. They move into the area Friday night, getting into Saturday, and then beginning to taper off on Sunday morning. So really it looks like the peak of the gusty winds will be Friday night, Saturday, and Saturday morning across the northeast region. Your high temperatures for the next few days, we will warm up in advance of that storm system before the colder air arrives. So for the highs on Tuesday now, coldest across the north, we've got snow on the ground where we're below freezing, but 40s and 50s widespread elsewhere, beginning to warm up a little bit more as we get into the later part of the week, Thursday and now Friday. That colder air beginning to invade again from the north as that storm system begins to push in, seeing snow again across parts of the northern regions here, and then getting down into the 20s by the time we get to Saturday. As always, Eric Snodgrass will have an in-depth look at the evolution of the next 1 to 2 weeks in our Thursday morning ag forecast video, and I'll have your next Northeast regional forecast for you right here on Friday. Have a great day.